Hey guys, back in Hong Kong. As some of you guys know, I love street food, especially here in Asia. Bold flavors, smoky streets, sitting on a plastic stool, the buzz, the noise, all of that. But today, I'm very excited to try something new because I'm going to one of the most legendary fine dining restaurants here in Hong Kong. This is King Heen, situated within the Four Seasons Hotel in Hong Kong. For 14 consecutive years, it's received a 3 Michelin star status, the highest you can achieve. But what's most important is that King Heen was actually the first Chinese restaurant to ever receive 3 Michelin stars. So this paved the way for others. It currently has 2 Michelin stars, but that's still quite the accomplishment, and I cannot wait to taste the dishes for lunch today. Let's get the show on the road, but firstly, let's start with the kitchen tour. I always love taking a peek behind the scenes, seeing how the chefs operate, how they run as a team, and most importantly, we get to meet the legend Chef Tak. After that, you can join me in the private dining room for lunch, and we can take a closer look at all the Cantonese dishes that they're serving out and what makes it so unique and elevated.
So maybe we start with this side. Every morning, our chef is preparing the dim sum at the dimming station. Our dim sum chef will start their work at 8 p.m. We use the fresh ingredient to make it so that we make sure the quality with the top standard. So you can see there is some steamer. It is mainly for the steamed dumpling. For example, the shrimp dumpling, pai jiao, siu mai, xiu long bao.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So they come in at 8 a.m. to start wrapping the dim sums.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay.
So here
I love the small size ones.
Some traditional size.
Yeah.
And then there's a small size for our signature dumpling.
Nice.
You will enjoy it later on.
Oh, I'm excited. Very excited.
You can see there is a different type of different wok, and then it's for mainly the wok frying. For example, fried rice, fried beef tenderloin, noodles,
Wow.
and also for some deep frying dish.
I never get tired of hearing that what is it, dragon's breath? That sound?
Yeah.
It's amazing, yeah.
This is very important in the Chinese cuisine because
Yeah.
we always talk about the wok air.
Yeah,
Okay.
because when we're in Hong Kong, we would go out and we have like vegetables, and my wife is always like, "Oh, it tastes so good. How come we can't do this at home?" I was like, "Well, I don't have a wok. I can't get it to that high temperature."
Yes.
Okay.
We have a big wok and also a very strong fire.
Yeah.
Strong fire.
Yeah, amazing.
And finally, let's introduce our chef. Everyone call him Chef Tak. He has been working in this industry for over 30 years.
Wow.
30年
做會考
做得唔止啊 60 years.
60, yeah.
Not-
60.
yeah, 30 years times 2.
Yeah,
60 years.
Amazing.
Chef Tak started working in kitchen when he was 13.
Okay, wow.
So that he is.
What was his first job at 13?
第一份工喺廚房裏面係負責啲乜嘢咧？
打雜咯，洗菜啊乜嘢都嗰陣。
He has to handle everything. For example, washing the vegetables, preparing different types of the ingredients to his chef to
Wow.
fry, to cook.
Okay. And chef is known as the godfather of Cantonese cuisine, right?
Yes.
That's his- okay. How does the chef feel about having been a 3-star Michelin restaurant for so many years, 14 years consecutively? Does he feel like there's a lot of pressure to obtain the stars?
Not me.
Yes.
Everyone,
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Yes.
Teamwork.
Yes. Chef
Amazing.
always emphasize teamwork is very important because if only Chef Tak, we cannot do anything successfully.
But he's the conductor.
Yes.
He's the conductor for the orchestra.
Yes.
Well, thank you, chef. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for having us. All right. So first bite of this assorted seafood dumpling, I'm gonna just try without any sauce. Excuse the mess that's about to happen. You can definitely taste the shrimp, scallops, and the crab coming through. There's a hint of pork flavor as well. The seafood flavor definitely packs a punch, but it's not overbearing. And some of the Cantonese chili sauce is very, very good. Just need a little bit. Yeah, delicious. So I'm told to eat this like I do with an egg tart. This is the abalone pastry, which looks delicious. And I am no stranger to egg tarts, so no problem. So egg tarts, typically you have the pastry type or like the cookie crust type. I like the pastry type. This, when you look at it, feels like the cookie crust type, but it's way more delicate and not as dense. So it's almost feels like a hybrid of a little bit of pastry and the cookie crust. So it's delicious. We have about 8 courses here. And this is actually the dish I've been looking forward to the most. This is a mixture, a fusion of pineapple bun and pork barbecue bun. So it's bolo ball and cha sao ball fused together, and it's one of my favorite dim sum dishes. King Heen was actually the pioneer of this concept. Chef Tak had the idea to fuse these two beloved dishes together, and the evidence behind the success is actually just how many people and restaurants have copied that concept since his invention. So even just about touching the crust, it's a bit sticky, so I know this is gonna be sweet probably. And then, of course, you have all this nice coloring in here. You can see plenty of meat. The ball is flaky, and you can tell it's very soft in there, which is what I like in a ball. You want it to be kind of like very brioche-like almost when you pull it apart. So let's go in for a bite. First feedback, and it's the highest compliment you can give to any Asian cuisine, is it's not too sweet. It's not too sweet. Because a lot of the other pineapple bun and barbecue bun mixture fusion I've tried, they're usually overly sweet, right? Almost like you're eating a dessert. This is a subtle sweetness, but not too much. The savory actually comes through. So this feels like a very well-balanced bite. Wow. All right. Ooh. Man, that smells, wow, that is so rich. Okay, I am gonna enjoy this. The meat is definitely, you can taste a hint of sweetness to it, but not crazy. Wow, this really works. Wow, and there's so much crab meat in here, so much. And the batter, it almost feels like a Chinese version of tempura, where you have that light batter, and it just delivers some flavor, a fragrant smell, and a light texture to it, but it's not heavy and doesn't feel like it's greasy either. Okay, I think I gotten that pretty clean. And this is that chicken? That's chicken, right?
Yes,
yeah,
chicken.
Okay.
Normally, for this type of the chicken, this is still under preparation. We will do the crispy roast chicken with the crispy skin and very brownish skin.
Is this like Peking duck where they have to inject air in between the skin as well, or
yes.
No? They do?
Yes.
Okay. Gotta go for the skin first. That's always a sign. In a lot of ways, intellectually, I understood the chicken was good because the skin was super crispy, as if you were eating the best Beijing Kaoya Peking duck. And then of course, the coloring of the chicken with that rich yellow fat, so the flavor was there. But something about it still felt very, just, like eating a chicken, I guess. So for me, that dish was a bit underwhelming, but certainly I could still appreciate the technique behind it because I could tell it was executed very well. Oh wow. Doumiao. This is one of my favorite things. This is one of my favorite things of all time. Anytime I go to Din Tai Fung, I order like 2 plates of these. The menu just says seasonal vegetable. I didn't know what was coming. Seasonal vegetable soup, but this happens to be one of my favorite veggies, and I usually only see this in Asia. It's like a snow pea. It's called Chinese, called doumiao, but like in English, I think it's called snow pea. It's so simple, but it's so good. This might actually be one of my favorite dishes today. Of course, this being a Michelin star restaurant, it's not just any dough meal. They picked the most tender part of the veggies. I mean, I could have had maybe 3 more bowls of that soup easily. I just never thought the soup was going to be a highlight, but it was for me, for sure. It was just phenomenal. In case you guys couldn't tell, or if I didn't make it clear, this is actually not rice. This is a type of pasta that's basically shaped into rice. Chef Tak was the first person ever to use wok to prepare a dish like this with pasta. Since then, it's obviously taken off and a lot of other restaurants have copied, but this was the inception of this concept. I can't emphasize enough how interesting the wok is. After you chew, swallow, and you take a breath or you're about to speak, you can feel that heat coming through. Somehow they found a way to preserve that essence of the wok or the heat into the rice, and it comes through after you eat it. So I think that's very interesting. Even though the dish itself is just fried rice, a very simple and common dish, they put a very interesting spin on it and a unique point of view. So this was not on the menu for today for the lunch, but I had to request it because this is one of my all-time favorite dim sum dishes. It's a fried taro, and if you come closer, look how crisp and delicate these are. Oh my gosh, it is absolutely insane. One of my favorite dishes of all time. Whoa.
Just coming out from the
So good. Oh, look at that mango pudding. I do love mango. All right. It's just delectable, especially if you're on a hot summer day. This is like the perfect dessert. What a good way to finish this very special lunch. All right, guys, that concludes my lunch. Overall, I had a fantastic meal. The service was good, but it didn't feel robotic. Other 3 or 2 Michelin star restaurants I've been to, typically they feel a bit more formal and honestly, at times a bit more pretentious. Here at King Heen, it felt much more relaxed. The food is the winner here, and at the end of the day, that's what matters most, and King Heen certainly delivered on that. Maybe because I grew up poor, I just for some reason thought that Asian food was very humble. Cheap ingredients, but a lot of flavor, and it's all about the street food, which it still is. But I think having dined here at King Heen, it really gave me another perspective as to how Asian food can be elevated. If you were like me, you love Chinese food, but you just never done Michelin or fine dining because you didn't think it was worthy of fine dining status, or you just never viewed it that way, I think you should certainly try it. Give King Heen or other Michelin star Chinese restaurants a try, and hopefully open your eyes to new horizons like it did for me.